It's been about a week since I've been on here, so I apologize for that. My absence had some stuff going on, but I'm back. So we're going to talk about a few things. So those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Rebecca. This is my channel, Red True Crime, and this is where we talk about things that are all about crime: old crime, new crime, current crime, um, ridiculous crime, and whatnot. And then you have um, missing people, historical cases, these type of things. And I talk about a lot of local cases, which gets me in hot water a lot of the time. So be mindful of the comments. And if it's your first time checking this channel out, welcome. Thank you for checking me out. And if you've been here before and you've come back, welcome back. Thanks for the support. So we've now gone through all that. So if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free, it does not cost anything. So like I said, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. So let's get into some things that I put in the description. So first things first, on what day was it? Earlier this month, July 2nd to be exact, a 15-year-old girl was shot and killed in a home in McLeansville on Hooper Road. Her name was Promise Quick, and unfortunately, she is deceased. And nobody could figure out what the heck was going on with this case. Like, who would break into a house out in McLeansville, which is it's on the other outer edge of Greensboro. But she was house sitting or dog sitting, one of the two. But someone broke in and killed her. Well, they arrested one man, and that was Carell Tashawn Harrington, 21, out of High Point. Now, I did a video on him and talked about the fact that this guy has already been accused of assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to kill a couple of different times. And how this person was not locked up is beyond me. All he was doing was practicing until he actually killed somebody. And that infuriates me to no end. Well, they have actually now arrested here in the last couple of days a second person involved in the Promise Quick murder. And that is, what was his name? He had a very long name, Micah Laquarius Scott Douglas, 22, also from Greensboro. And he was charged with felony accessory after the fact. Now, this clown, not only did he know what his friend did, he ordered him a ride service from the crime scene. Hi there. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about some local cases that have some so they've arrested two different people. One, Carell, I always forget his name. Carell Sean Harrington, who has got a massive record of violence against people, and why he was being allowed out, I have no idea. And the other is a Micah Laquarius Scott Douglas, also another one with a history record of assault, domestic violence, likes carrying guns, these type of things. So what I don't understand is why either one of these guys was out roaming the streets, because she's 15 years old. Now, I've seen some comments out there where people were calling her names, saying she was fast, she was, wanting attention, all this stuff, and she brought this on her. She's 15 years old. She's a child. I don't care how old she thought she was. I don't care how grown she thought she was. I don't care how she was acting. That is on her parents to control, but she was still 15 years old. And both these guys were 21 and 22. They should have known better than messing with a 15-year-old girl. So there you have it. But unfortunately, not sure when they will go to court on all this, because they're still in the early stages of discovery and whatnot. So we're waiting to find out what happens there. Now, let's see here. Anyway, so that's that case. And like I said, it breaks my heart because we've had so many young people here in the area get killed. I mean, we had Chance Jenkins back in June go missing and they found him deceased. And his manner of death was very, I can't even go into it. It's very upsetting how they found him. So there's that. So let's see, TK Burton. Now, TK Burton is another case that's coming up soon. He went missing July 29th of last year, and then he was found in September deceased on someone's property. Now, okay. 4 people were arrested in his case. Bo Benjamin Martin was charged with accessory after the fact. Jacob Hill was charged with first-degree murder. Caleb Teal, half brother to Jacob Hill, was charged with a accessory after the fact. And then there was a Francisco Trujillo Gonzalez is also charged with accessory after the fact. No, I'm not a GILF. So you go ahead and stop that nonsense right now. Anyway, so their court cases are coming up. So the 3 I mentioned, Caleb, Francisco, and Bo Benjamin Martin, all 3 of them their first court case starts September 6th. They're all being charged with accessory after the fact. Jacob Hill, on the other hand, which we have no idea what was the motive for what he did with TK Burton, because TK Burton was supposedly his best friend. Now, anyway, we don't know why he did what he did. We don't know what the motive is. I don't know facts. Okay. Anyway, oh, that's great. I'm getting some new subscribers. Thank you. All right. So Jacob, we don't know what the motive was, and if he takes a plea, we may never know why. But they have his first major court part coming up on December 25th, which I don't believe is going to happen because the courts are not open on December 25th. So that should get changed. So it'll probably be sometime in January before we go to court on that aspect of it. But still waiting to find out on that, what else they're going to find, because I looked up Jacob Hill's history. He really doesn't have a violent history. Now, he did have an incident of domestic violence with his wife, I guess, a couple months before all this went down. But some were saying there was drugs involved, some it was a robbery issue. I don't know. So we're waiting to find out. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, Larry Burton. That's an ongoing missing person case. So Larry Burton is a 74-year-old man that went missing from Moody Street, L&L Family Care Homes on Moody Street, which is about 10-15 minutes from here. And he still has not been found. So he went missing July 3rd, and it is now July 29th. So 26 days later, so almost 4 weeks, nothing on this poor guy. He's 74. He is a black gentleman where he was last seen wearing jeans and a teal shirt. He's diabetic. And he also has dementia. So people are still looking. And then the more things are coming out about the family care home he was in. It was bought in 1986, the house was. The people who bought the house turned it into a care facility in 2007 and had a license in 2007. And they claimed to be a mental health facility in 2007. Now it's a house. It's a house that they converted over and turned it, basically with 3 bedrooms that they put 2 patients in per room. And from what I understand, Mr. Burton, when he got there, was going to be patient number 7. So they were already over capacity by adding him on there. And then I also found out that they haven't had a license since 2022. So for the last 3 years, they've been operating without a license by the state. Now, Mr. Burton did not get put by his family. Mr. Burton got put there by Moses Cone Hospital, the social worker there. So I would love to know how on earth they placed him there if they haven't had a license in the last 3 years. Hey, everybody. So let's see, what state and city? This is in Greensboro, North Carolina. So, we're waiting to find out more about that information. Now, the person who was basically the general manager, administrator of the facility, um, there's talk about bringing her up on charges. But I don't know if that's fair to bring her up on those charges or only just her, because you have to look at the owner, who is Diane Smith. Diane C. Smith, Diane Lucas Smith. She has a couple different names, but she owns quite a bit of property in Guilford County, which is the county that holds Greensboro. So I don't know. We're waiting to find out more about that. But somebody's going down for this. But I really do think it should be Hazel, who's the administrator, um, Diane, who's the owner, and whoever it was at Moses Cone that suggested they go there. You have cousins there in Greensboro. Okay. So now the other thing I wanted to talk about, who here has seen the viral video coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio with the brawl that happened with like three white gentlemen and a white woman getting the crap kicked out of them by like 7 or 8 black people? Who has seen this? I saw it. So I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm from Cincinnati. I was born and raised there, lived there up until about 2007, and then moved south. And that's not the first time I've seen something like that go down there. About 2003, there was another melee, a much bigger melee that happened. I was coming in from the airport because I was, working out there, coming by bus, and my husband yanked me off the bus like 3 stops away from where I was supposed to go. Mm. I don't know what he said, but it's crazy. But my husband yanked me off a bus, and we had to walk around like 3 blocks in a different direction to get away from it because they had a Cincinnati Reds game, a Jimmy Buffett concert, the jazz festival, and the Black Family reunion all let out at the same time. And I don't know what the hell happened, but it was a massive chaotic brawl, like hundreds of people just fighting downtown Cincinnati, like right there at Fountain Square. And I mean, I've seen this stuff happen, and it never makes the news. It never makes the national news, I should say. And I do think the only reason why this made, the news now to a degree is because of social media. These things, you don't see these things unless somebody takes a video and posts it. And there is no way on earth any of that should have happened. No way on earth. I'm hearing varying stories, but the more consistent one I'm hearing is that the white couple that was there was getting harassed by somebody else, and the man turned around and said something, and that's when everything went to hell. So I don't know, but it is crazy and it's insane and just crazy. Now we're also going to talk about Officer Dale Nix. He is a man who was gunned down at the Sheetz gas station in December 30th, 2023 by 3 people. He was off duty at the time. So he saw them committing a robbery in progress, and then he got shot in the process, and he was killed. I saw somebody in the comments earlier this week say, "Oh yeah, they all going to they all got the death chamber and whatnot." They haven't even finished out that case. It's still being continued in court. So all 3 of those people have still been charged with first-degree murder and accessory. So therefore, they're still there. And those 3 people are, let's see, let me find them again. It was Jameer Foster, John Walter Morrison, and Zachariah Blackwell. Now, Jameer Foster, he's 18 at the time when this went down. He has picked up another charge since that happened because he assaulted a man in prison with a sock full of batteries. That'll definitely kill somebody. So yeah, he got charged with assault inflicting serious injury on top of a murder charge. So I guess this guy is just like, you already got me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make my claim and be this guy. But Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This town is going to hell in a handbasket. It really is. So, and then I just heard about the security guard out there on Phillips Avenue in Greensboro that got shot. He was doing private security for one of the gambling establishments out there. I think they call them fish games. Yeah, he got shot because I guess they were trying to rob the place. So, 45 years old, just trying to make some money. He gets killed in the process. And I guarantee you, they are not paying him enough for that shit. So, I don't know what to tell you. Mm. And then I've had to take charges out on somebody for cyber stalking, and that's coming up soon. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you want to harass me and say horrible things and threaten to kill me, I will take out charges if I find out who you are. So remember that. Because I do not play around. I do not. So let me think here. Oh yeah, Epstein. That's coming back up. What's the end? Oh, very funny. The Epstein case. So I would like to know from people in the comments, do we think Trump released all the MLK, Martin Luther King files to distract from Epstein? Or do you think, Epstein was a cover up? Or what do you guys think? Because I love to know the answer on that one. Anybody? All right. So here's my take. Epstein was a sex trafficker. There you go. Like that. Like that. The N word is nice. So be respectful. Like that. Um, Epstein was proven to be a sex trafficker. Epstein deserved to be in jail. Now you've got Ghislaine Maxwell, who was his, for a better word, a madam for him. She's the one who procured the girls for him. Now she's turning evidence. Now she's talking to people, investigators. Um, you know, I don't think they would have thrown her in jail in the first place if they didn't have evidence of her wrongdoing. I'm sorry, they have nothing to do with crime. So I don't know. Like I said, it'll be interesting to find out where this goes with that. Because yeah, I mean, some people are saying that Trump released MLK to take the heat off or to distract from Epstein. Hello, but I think Epstein, we'll never know what really happened with Epstein. They're saying that he did in fact kill himself. Um, some say it was, somebody set him up and killed him. I don't know. I don't know. And then you've got Diddy's sentencing coming up in here in a couple months. I think he's going to get some serious time, maybe at least, I would say at least 10 years. I would like to see that happen, but we'll see. And however, we shall find out when it gets to that point. I know his lawyers have petitioned for bail again. So I don't know. Let's see. We got a comment here. What does it say? I think he got murdered. The missing minutes on the security footage. Okay, Bill Reed. Okay, so yeah, I did hear about this, the missing minutes, and you have to wonder because like the new head of the FBI, he's saying we've got all this. There's no missing minutes. Blah blah blah. Guy killed himself. But I would have thought they would have made sure he didn't have a way to kill himself. So I don't know. Like I said, I think Epstein was such a narcissist and terrified of being isolated, and he was such a control freak. I think he actually did kill himself because he can control that. That's just my opinion. So I don't know. It's like Epstein keeps coming back up. It's like Weinstein will come back up again. I know. I think they were trying to play and get some of his sentencing downplayed. R. Kelly is saying, "Oh, the Aryan Nation's after me. They're trying to poison me." Blah blah blah. R. Kelly just needs to shut up. And I look like I'm from London. Nope. I am in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, the land of funk. Funk music rules. Um, trying to think if there's anything else to talk about right now. 'Cause I haven't been on in like a week. Yeah, Promise Quick though. That's just such a heartbreaking story. It really is so heartbreaking. And then you've got I forgot. Oh my God, Tyreek Burton. Tyreek Burton was the gentleman who was gunned down at his reception last year, his wedding reception, because he had supposedly cut somebody off on the way to the reception, and they showed up and killed him. And they still haven't figured out who did that. I don't understand that at all. How, I mean, there's cameras everywhere. I don't know how they did not catch who did that to him. That bothers me beyond belief. It really does. So, but like I said, I mean, I keep seeing missing people posters. I keep seeing just more and more people just disappearing all the time. And it's scary because it just makes me worry. I have kids myself, and I don't know how I would react if one of them went missing like this. I mean, because so many people are missing, and it just seems like nobody's doing any real investigating into any of this. Let's see. Hmm. Interesting comment, Victor. I see you. All right. So let's see. Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy, Kelly. Can't really think of anybody else to talk about right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this because I'm sure something else will happen here in the next 24 hours for me to talk about. Let's see. The unsolved ones are usually over drugs. That's a good point. Like here's one that's been unsolved. Marissa Carmichael, uh, single biracial mother out of High Point, 25 years old, mother of five, went missing January 14th, 2024. And as time goes on, more and more things keep coming up. Like we got the full dossier onto why she was supposed to go to court the day she missed court, which was 2 days after she went missing. Some say she was going to court to get her kids back. No, she was going to court. Her mom has said this. Now, I'm not making this up. Her mom has said this in interviews that's how they knew something was wrong because she didn't show up for court and she was supposed to get her kids back. And she was going to court to get her kids back, but that's not why. She was supposed to go to court for them to dismiss child support case that she had pending. And the whole reason why it got dismissed is because she hadn't had custody of her kids since October of 2023. And this was in January of 2024. So that was one reason. They're like, why are we going to give you child support for kids you don't have? And to this day, I still do not know why those kids were pulled from her custody because some say it's because they were getting beaten. Some say because the father, the youngest four, was beating them. Some say she was drugging them. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is on that. But there was something going on for them to yank all of those kids out of there. And now those kids are back in family care. So, you know, yeah, that's a case. Marissa Carmichael's a case that's always going to bother me because, in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, I have no facts on this. All right. So I'm just giving my opinion. I really do think the ex boyfriend who was the father of the youngest four kids, is somehow responsible or involved in her disappearance. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I have no proof of this. Because if you go back into the court history, is again, like our court system, our court records now are completely public. Not all the counties in North Carolina are online yet, but they will be by October. But the ones that really involve her are up. And you see case after case, at least three different cases of domestic violence where it had gone to court. Again, her against him. Then you see all the cases with the drug dealing, and then you see the cases. He had an open case of child abuse at the time when she went missing. Okay. I think somebody's shooting outside my house. That's scary. Um, but God, my heart's racing. All right. So yeah, to this day, I don't know why those kids went missing. Or not kids, I'm sorry, why she went missing. And I've caught hell for bringing up her past and, her involvement in adult entertainment. And I mean, she became a parent at 15. And that's not a slight against her. It just shows the poor parenting she was given because she was a kid having kids, and that's what happens. You know, you make bad choices over again and again and again, and if you don't have the guidance from somebody, you know, this is what happens to you. But on that note, I'm going to stop this right there, and I pray that one day Marissa is found and her children have closure as to what happened to her. I hope she's found alive. And but yeah, I hope she's found alive, and that puts an end to that case. So, but this is Rebecca with our True Crime. I'm going to hop off here, and thank you all for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And you know, everybody have a great night. And like I said, subscribe, share, comment, like, all that good stuff. And thank you again for the support, guys. Night.